G'day everybody, my name's Greg and welcome back to another episode of Poppy's 3D Prints. Today we're going to look at 5 special prints that I printed for my granddaughter to commemorate ANZAC Day. What is ANZAC Day, you ask? Well, ANZAC Day in Australia is one of the most important days of remembrance in Australia and New Zealand. It happens every year on the 25th of April, marking the anniversary of the landing of the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps known as ANZAC at Gallipoli in 1915 during World War I. The tradition began shortly after the Gallipoli Campaign as communities sought to honour the bravery and sacrifice of the soldiers who served. The first ANZAC Day was held in 1916, featuring marches, memorial services, and moments of silence to remember those who fought and died. ANZAC Day is not just about remembering a battle. It is about recognising the courage, mateship and resilience shown by all Australian and New Zealand servicemen and women. It reminds us of the cost of war and the importance of peace. People gather at dawn services, marches and ceremonies across the country. We wear poppies, reflect in silence and say lest we forget, ensuring that the sacrifices made for our freedom are never forgotten. ANZAC Day continues to unite generations in respect, gratitude and remembrance. So the first one we're going to look at today is the flags of the three services of Australia. We have the white ensign for the Navy, we have the Australian flag for the Army, and the Royal Australian Air Force blue ensign for the Air Force. Now, the first flag we'll look at is the flag for the Royal Australian Navy, the white ensign. Now, the Australian Navy was formed on the 1st of March in 1901 as the Commonwealth Naval Forces following the Federation of Australia. The Royal Australian Navy was officially established in 1911 when Australia took control of its own naval forces, moving away from the reliance of the Royal Navy. This marked an important step in Australia's development as an independent nation capable of protecting its own waters and interests. Now, from 1901 all the way through to 1967, Australia flew the British or the Royal Navy white ensign. And here's a photo of it right now. It wasn't until Australia's participation in the Vietnam War which placed the Australian Navy in a very difficult position. The United Kingdom was not involved in the conflict, meaning the Royal Australian Navy ships were effectively fighting under the flag of another uninvolved nation. Recognising the importance to have a distinct national identity, the Australian white ensign was introduced on the 1st of March in 1967. And here it is here. And just incidentally, just a bit of trivia for you, there's only 2 ships that fought in the Vietnam War under both flags. That was HMAS Sydney and also HMAS Vendetta. Now, the next flag we're going to talk about is Royal Australian Air Force, or RAF, blue ensign. Now, the RAF was actually formed in 1921, and originally they flew under the British Royal Air Force ensign, which is coming up on your screen now. It wasn't until 1956 that the Australian come up with their own design. Okay, which they actually had the Australian flag with the British roundel down the bottom. And then this current version we use now was updated in 1982. Now, the next model we're going to look at is for the Navy. And this is the printout of HMAS Newcastle, or the old FFG 06. Now, Newcastle, she served in the Australian Navy for nearly 30 years. She was commissioned in 1993 and she eventually paid off in 2019. Now, this ship was actually then sold to the Chilean Navy and was renamed to Captain Pratt, and is still serving as we speak now. So it's getting on to just over 33 years old, the ship is. Now, this ship here, it does hold lots of memories for me. Now, this is actually the Oliver Perry class ship. And for people who don't know, if I turn around this way, because right about there is where I spent 2 years of my life working on this ship right here. We used to sleep up around here in this little section here. But yes, I spent many nights at sea in this, and had a really good time on this ship. Actually, fantastic time. The next model we're going to be looking at is for the Army, and this is the Rising Sun badge. Now, the Australian Army was formed at the same time as the Navy on the 1st of March 1901. And the Rising Badge was officially the Australian Army badge and was also previously known as the General Service Badge. This is the official insignia of the Australian Army, and it was designed by Major General Sir Edward Hutton, who was the General Officer commanding the Australian Military Forces and was introduced into service in 1902. Now, this badge was primarily worn on the brim of the slouch hat, or less frequently on the front of a peaked cap for personnel fulfilling certain ceremonial appointments. Due to its association with the 1915 landings of Gallipoli, the badge is widely identified as the spirit of ANZAC, the legend of the Australian soldier or digger. But today, the new recruits receive the badge on the initial employment when they first join the Army after the first 3 days of enlistment. Now, this badge itself, has gone through 8 different changes. This is 7. Now, the change, the 8th one, is basically they put the King Charles's the third crown in the centre. The next one I have for you is the Flounders Poppy, which is one of the most powerful symbols of remembrance, I think, in the whole of the world, not just Australia on ANZAC Day. It is World War I. After the devastation of war, red poppies grow. These flowers become a natural symbol of sacrifice and renewal. Their sacrifice was captured by Canadian doctor and soldier John McCrae, who wrote the famous poem In Flanders Field in 1915. His words describe the poppies growing among the graves of fallen soldiers, giving the flowers deep emotional meaning. The poem was first published on 8th December 1915 in a London magazine called The Punch. The poppy was later adopted to a symbol of remembrance by individuals such as Fiona Michael, who campaigned for its use to honour those who served. It quickly spread across many countries, including Australia and New Zealand, as a way to remember the fallen. Today, people wear poppies on days like ANZAC Day and Remembrance Day to show their respect and gratitude. The Flanders poppy reminds us of the sacrifice, loss, and enduring hope for peace, lest we forget. The next model I have is for the RAF, which is the C-17 Globemaster. We currently have 8 of these serving in the Royal Australian Air Force, and as you can see, this comes out on the nice little model flat rack. Now, with the miracle of YouTube and the video, I'll put this together and you'll see this at the final completion. And just like that, I'll put the model together. There you go, this is the C-17 Globemaster. Nice, easy model to put together. The parts just all snap in. I only had to glue the fuselage together. The rest of it just snapped in nice and easy. And that's it for this episode of Poppy's 3D Prints. Make sure you subscribe and hang around for the close-up of the models. See you next time. Hooroo.
Here you go, my granddaughter.
Wow, Poppy, thank you.